Hello everyone, welcome to Club Deck Corner here on Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. This week in Club Deck Corner, it was all right on the night as Rangers get to the final of the League Cup and we look ahead to the next match against Sparta Prague on Thursday night. I am Scott Carney and joining me as I give a smile and a nod is to Ali Pearson. How are you, mate?
Very well. Recovering from Sunday. That was a long shift of on alcohol with Mr. Gemmell afterwards. So it was yesterday wasn't great. Even today at work, it was that kind of you know when you've been out a big night out, it's very draining. So but it was worth it to see Rangers win at Hampden.
How was Paisley Road when you went back down? I've not spoke to you really since I left you.
It was all right. It wasn't overly busy, to be honest.
Did you stay there? Did you go into town or that?
We were down there for a wee bit. We were in a few places down there. We ended up in Oswald's of all places.
Oh, did you?
Met a few places. Met a few familiar faces in there from Paisley Road actually, and a few sing songs. But it was all good.
Yeah, even on the post match, mate, we'd all had a few. To be fair, at that point,
apparently, Mr. Gemmell.
He was rubber. I know. I don't even know why I let him on, mate. To be honest, but he was rubber. But I stopped at the right time because I came home, had something to eat, was in my bed relatively early, mate, and then I was okay for Monday. To be honest, I was absolutely fine at work. A wee bit groggy, but you know that way. You've had a few beers the day before, groggy, not really hungover at all. But no, a cracking day, an absolutely cracking day. So yeah, just me and Alistair tonight, and the reason for that is as we speak, as we record, Scotia and Ryan should be recording a little something after being at the fans forum today. If all things going to plan during this recording and my multitasking is up to scratch, I should receive their video as we're doing this, and I'll try not leave Ali out in the cold, get it uploaded to this, and we'll hear from them hopefully at the end of the pod about how the fan forum went. But before all that, shameless plug as always, to support the podcast to reach the next level, you can join the channel for as little as 99p a month. You can also buy the podcast a coffee and join the Coffee by Legend membership via buymeacoffee.com. All the links are in the description for this podcast. Before we get into the semi-final, mate, just a tidy up a few bits of news that was out today. First off, Rangers can confirm the following league fixture updates with rearrangements in place due to the club's participation in the Viaplay Cup final for the upcoming final on December 17th. Below are the new dates, and they are Wednesday the 20th of December. Rangers will take on St Johnstone at Ibrox. The kickoff will be 7:45pm, and Wednesday the 24th of January will be Hibs v Rangers away Easter Road. Again, kickoff 7:45 as well. So yeah, just a couple of bits to keep your calendar updated. And before we come on to that, we'll just touch on Abdallah Sima. He was named as the SPFL Player of the Month for October. Sima himself released a wee bit on Twitter and said, "I'm loving my time at Rangers so far, and I feel like I'm continuing to improve on the pitch. That is thanks to my teammates and the staff here who support me to help me continue to reach my next best level." God's sake, mate, I need to put my teeth in. I've not got my teeth in, honestly. Follower of my words. Sima, mate, look, I think he's been great, and I think he's a marked improvement. There's absolutely zero doubt, especially since Clemence came in. But even before then, I think he was the only one that was really performing. And it's nice when a guy not proves you wrong, but we had our serious doubts about him. And you know what's also nice, mate? Seeing a Rangers player getting Player of the Month, it doesn't happen too often in recent times, mate.
No, especially in recent times. But yeah, no, he's been very good, Seymour. When he first came in, we looked at him and thought, looks a bit raw. He had the kind of Sakala characteristics, if you want to say, in terms of the way he loses balls, runs with balls. But I think he's grown into the Rangers jerseys. He's nailed down that position. He's one of the first names of the team sheet for us. He went through that spell of scoring a good few goals for Rangers. I know it's dried up in the last couple of games there for him, but he's still contributing for Rangers. I thought, obviously, we'll come on to semi-final. I thought he was very good. Pace and power, which defenders don't like, and he's got that in abundance, Sima. So, yeah, he's kicking on, Sima, for me. I think he's enjoying his football at Rangers. Will we see him next year, Rangers? I don't know, to be honest. I think we might be priced out of it, but just I would enjoy him while he's here.
Yeah, and especially if he continues the form that he's on, mate. And you're right, probably in our slightly soft state on Sunday, mate. We probably didn't give. I don't think we gave a mention to him, and I thought he ran them ragged. He really was.
Yeah.
He was right nuisance for Hearts and getting himself involved and forward anytime he could. And he looks like a guy that's grown in confidence as well. It looks like a guy that's ready to take players on, to knock the ball past a player and run onto it. And he's a bit of a juggernaut when he gets going. He's a big lad. Do you know what I mean? He's a big lad going at that pace. So, no, congratulations to him. I think it's thoroughly deserved, and he's definitely been the standout for us over the last month or so. That's for sure. So, we'll go on to the semi-final now, mate. So, obviously, we won 3-1 in the Viaplay League Cup semi-final. We put in a great performance, especially in the second half, in my opinion. As we've just mentioned, Ali, it was quite an enjoyable day.
Yes, it was. It's good to come out of Hampden and actually enjoy your day and enjoy the football at Hampden as well, because we've not seen the Rangers at all at Hampden in recent years, really. So it was a good day. The first half, I don't think we were great in the first half, but we never were in danger. We were unlucky not to be ahead. I think Scotia said it was similar to the Dundee game during the week, and it kind of was, to be honest. Second half, I just thought we motored on and just ran over the top of Hearts, which I thought we should be doing going into this game, because we are far better than Hearts. But overall, Carney, I was delighted because you're starting to see patterns of play. You're starting to see this Rangers team evolving under Clement. He's only been in the job, I don't know, less than a month now, but you're starting to see it, and it's everything's positive at the moment. So I hope it continues, because there's a good feel good factor around the fans at the moment, and yeah, buzzing to go Ibrox on Thursday night.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I can't really disagree with that. I think the first half I was probably a wee bit overcritical of the team. I do still think it was very much a sussing each other out kind of half, but Rangers were dominant throughout the game, really. After watching the game back, we were dominant. We weren't really in any real danger. Cantwell has a decent effort, to be fair, well saved by Clark, which I don't think we did mention, but it was well saved, and he saved one from a seamer header as well. So, and as I say, in the first half, you're probably a wee bit overcritical, I suppose, because I think we were, well, I know what we and you are like, especially Ali, because I could see you were about 10 seats away from me, looking at each other going, we've not scored yet, and that wee bit always creeps into your mind. Mate, I suppose that still goes back to our scar tissue, though.
I think it's been at Hampden though, and you've
got
seen
a terrible record.
You've seen it before at Hampden, and I don't think it helps. Guys watching the television have maybe got a better view of the game, because Hampden is a horrific place to watch football, because
terrible.
I thought we had all right. We were right in the halfway line, all of us, in the North Stand. But even at that, it's hard at Hampden really to see it at times. So it's difficult. Guys in the telly, like I say, will get a better view of it. But yeah, I looked across at you half time, and he went, you after the words, that's shite. But it's because we went ahead with a couple of chances, and you're right, the scar tissue of if it goes a bit longer and Hearts nick a goal, what happens? But Rangers were never in danger in that game, Carney. No. Never in danger. And I just thought the second half we just upped the gears and put Hearts away.
Yeah, especially in the first half, I don't think we were in any real danger at all. I thought we were in complete control. I don't think Butland really had a save to make in the first half. We will come on to him in the second half, of course, but I don't think we were in any real danger. The second half, though, mate, Rangers really kicked into gear, I thought, and the addition of Scott Wright replacing Cantwell was a real difference maker. I've said before that when a new manager comes in, mate, and I'm going to keep reiterating it, because I think it's relevant. When a new manager comes in, and he's very much sticking to his word of everybody gets a clean slate, everybody gets to start again, and Scott Wright is one that's taken that opportunity. I think we seen him getting sent off against Aberdeen, mate, a guy that was just blatantly as frustrated as you like, didn't want to be on that pitch, didn't want to be playing in that position that he was getting forced to play in, lost his rag, got himself sent off, and we all thought at this point, mate, generally, I think we all said it, and I got put up in the comments about it as well, from the post-match that we done on Sunday, that we were saying that we never wanted to see him in a Rangers jersey again. Well, I didn't want to see him in a Rangers jersey again, but the new manager's come in and decided to give him a chance, and if he takes that chance and proves me wrong, good.
Yeah, I thought he was outstanding, Scott Wright. Again, kicking on for Wednesday night when I gave him man of the match. I know you had him in your top three, but I just thought he's a difference maker. At half time, Carney, I turned round to Scotia and Lee, and I said, because Cantwell wasn't a booking, and I didn't trust him on the booking, and I didn't trust Nick Walsh mostly because he's card happy. And I was saying to him, I was like, I'd take Cantwell off and put Wright on, and the manager did that, which I thought was brave of him because he could have went and said, I'll take Lammers off and put Cantwell in the middle of the park, but he didn't. He's seen he was on the book, and he did say in his post-match that was because that was one of the reasons he took him off, was because he was on that booking. So that's good management by Clement. But Scott Wright, he's just, at the moment, he's just positive, drives with balls, his touches there at the moment. His goal was fantastic. I mean, it was a mirror image of his goal at Hampden in the final, the Scottish Cup. But yeah, he just needs to kick on, Scott. Is he the future of Rangers? I don't know, but if he can contribute this season, can he come on for cameo starting, and he's got a big part to play in this Rangers team. And again, defenders don't like wingers, tricky wingers with pace that can run, and he can do it. And I think he suits the style of play that Clement wants to play, along with another like Matondo when he comes back. I think could thrive in this Rangers team when he comes back, and that'll be more options for us. But Scott Wright at the moment, he's got the jersey for me. He's two fantastic performances, so hopefully he can kick on and continue.
I agree, mate. I do, and obviously it's nice for me because I've said a million times as well. I like when ex-Aberdeen players do well at Rangers because it pisses off my stepdad. So I do like that. It's one of my favourite things because he hates Ryan Jack. Like, he absolutely despises him. So I want him to hate Scott Wright just as much. But no, look, there's a guy. Do I think Scott Wright's limited? Yes, I do think he's limited. However, can he be utilised and use his strengths? Then yes, of course he can. Don't ask him to do things that he can't do, i.e. play him as an attacking midfielder or play him as this number 10 role that Beale confusingly started to play him as, and he started on the left one time as well, where he's never played in his whole career, I don't think. So he's another one that I think's benefiting from Clement giving specific roles to players, saying this is what I want you to do. I want you to get the ball and I want you to run at him because you'll be terrified of you because you've got pace and he doesn't want anything to do with you. And he's very much like that, but I thought he was involved in everything. Even the times where he was cutting inside, he did drift into the middle a little bit. I thought he was very effective, and he's a guy that I think he's really just taking his chances just now, and he loves playing at Hampden. Blatantly, absolutely loves playing at Hampden. Look, it's one of those things. Sometimes it happens, but yeah, he is taking full advantage of the kind of clean slate that the manager is rewarding everybody. Next guy I want to speak about, mate, is James Tavernier. I thought he was terrific for the full 90. Generally, I thought he was good defensively. I thought offensively he was brilliant. I thought he was actually leading by example. And it's interesting to hear his teammates, mate, after it, the way they speak about him, about how much he was a role model on and off the pitch. Same as Clement said the same thing. He's ultimate professional. He leads by example in the changing room. And I still stand by, mate. Like, okay, yes, he's got his frailties. Yes, he's been poor form recently. I think they all were under Beale, like, I'm not going to lie. And I still say there's nobody in that squad, no one, not one player I don't believe in that squad that would do what James Tavernier does for Rangers. But that's why I'll always very quickly jump back into his camp. Do you know what I mean? I've called for him to be dropped. I've been called for him to get rotated and to try something else. But if he's going to continue to put in performances like that in big games, yet again, mate, he's done it time and time again. It's people have made their mind up on him. They really have. People have already decided that he shouldn't be the captain, he shouldn't be this, but I still stand by, mate. Nobody else in that Rangers team does what James Tavernier does. His penalty is superb. The free kick is stupendous, literally stupendous. It's fantastic. And I just thought he was a standout and a very good Rangers performance.
Yeah, ever since I slagged Tav weeks and weeks ago under Beale, when I was saying the next manager should come in and potentially look at maybe looking at a new captain. I wasn't actually saying remove Tav from the team, but maybe looking at a new captain would maybe give him, maybe help Tav at that point. But since then, he's just went up a gear. At the beginning of this season, he's not been great, along with a lot of other players. So listen, most of the team haven't been great, but he was just lacking something. But since Clement's come in, he's kind of went back to the Tav that you remember. Tav. He's scored some amount of goals since Clement's come in, Can, even if you take with, if you say with Davis and that come in as well, but he's scored something like, I don't know, it's like 6 goals or something, 6 or 7 goals since he's come in. I know a few of them are penalties, but I thought on Sunday, I thought he was fantastic. I thought his defending was very good, Carney, which he got slaughtered for, but I thought his defending was good. He got us up the park. His passing was good. Obviously, the 2 goals, the penalty, balls to hit a penalty. And it was a good penalty for Tav because Sander Clark thought he was going down the middle like his last penalty. So,
and the keeper always makes himself look very stupid when he does that.
yeah,
But aye.
yeah. But it's pressure penalties. These are at 0-0. You need to score that. If he doesn't score that, gives Hearts momentum, but he doesn't. He puts it away in the free kick, can't he? Just me, Lee, and Scotia looked at each other and went, "He's putting us away." And he just had a feeling about it, and what a goal it was, and it was a fantastic performance by Tav, and yeah, he just keeps proving people wrong, doesn't he? People like myself that doubted him. And I'm a Tav fan. I'm a Tav fan. I always have been a Tav fan. This season, I thought, is he just 1 year too old now? But in the last few games when Clement's come in, he's like I say, he's went up gears. And Clement did say after the match, if I could have more players like him in terms of the way he looks after himself, in terms of how he is on the park, he doesn't have many of the players, and he's one of a leadership group at the moment that are thriving under Clement. Him along with a couple of other players, but more of that to have. And hopefully we see it on Thursday because Europa League. He loves Europa League.
He does love Europa League, mate. I always think as well. I think it's a case of be careful what you wish for. I really do. I think he's
take him out that team. See, take him out that team. You would know he was there.
You would know he's not there, yeah. And even if he's playing bad or playing good, you would still know that he's not there.
Yeah.
I just think he offers us so much. He really does offers us so much. And right now, the way that Clement's setting up, he's probably. Again, I'd probably need to get Adam back on for Heart and Hand to discuss it, but he's probably getting the holding midfielders to offer support defensively for Tav so he can utilise the strengths of players. And I think that's one thing that we're seeing. And I think that's why you're seeing the likes of Lundstrom stepping up to the mark. You're seeing the likes of Scott Wright stepping up to the mark. You're seeing the likes of Tavernier stepping up to the mark because he's utilising people's strengths. I still think there's a bit of tweaking to be done in terms of Lammers and Cantwell. I think that's a conversation that could run on and on. I don't believe Cantwell's very effective on the right-hand side. We need to somehow get him into the middle. I understand the substitution on Sunday because he was on a booking and is Cantwell and he's got a reputation probably for his mouth as well in terms of on social media and whatever else, and the referees are all aware of this. They all know that fine well, and Nick Walsh was desperate to stir something up. I think he was desperate to stir something up, but as I say, but Tavernier was just excellent. He really was. I'm so chuffed for him. Generally, I'm delighted for him because the criticism has been harsh on him, and justified and harsh. I think that's probably fair. I think some of it you can say, you've not really been your kind of usual self under Beale, especially not. But since Clement's come in, he's really kicking on. And as I say on Sunday, he was my man of the match by quite a considerable distance, and there was a lot of other players that played really well. But I thought Tav was fantastic. We'll move on to Jack Butland, mate. He made crucial saves at crucial times. He's a top draw keeper. He really is. He is a fantastic goalkeeper. He's one thing Beale will get remembered for is the fact that he brought Butland to the club. I without sounding like I'm wetting the bed or anything like that, I'm terrified somebody's going to come in and buy him in January, mate.
So am I, but as I've said to Carney about this, that's a good thing. It's a good thing because unfortunately that's the model we need to work to. And if somebody comes in and offers us stupid money for Jack Butland, he'll be away, unfortunately. But he's just levels above at the moment. You can tell he's played in a big league. He's ex-England internationalist as well. Commands his box. He's a calming influence to the back line. Makes huge saves. I mean, that save he made. I mean, there are saves he should be making, but the save he made at 1-0 with the Hearts, the header, and then the one with Kingsley, I think it was, that tried to whip it over, and he tips it over. That just takes the life out of the Hearts because they go, what do we need to do? And Rangers run up the park and make it 2. So he makes big saves at big times. Similar to Alan McGregor, we've been fortunate through our lifetime, Carney, that we've seen fantastic goalkeepers at Rangers. Andy Gorham, Stefan Klos, Alan McGregor, and now we've got Jack Butland, and he's only 30. I mean, that was just quite young for a goalkeeper, if you want to say. He's still got plenty of mileage left in him, but I think he loves being at Rangers. I think he looks settled up in Glasgow. He's got a young family, obviously. He's married, but I think he loves it up here. And he loves being the number one. He's not played that much football in the past 3 years. I'm sure I seen a stat today, or somebody was saying that he's played more football this season than he has in the last 3 seasons in terms of each season. But he's I'm running out of words. I actually said, we had a discussion in the pub on Sunday, and we all kind of says, "Do you think about Alan McGregor now?" And you don't, because he's just slotted in. And that's nothing, no disrespect to Alan McGregor, but he's just slotted in. And I hope Carney have him for at least another season, because he is a fantastic goalkeeper for us.
Yeah, did Dixie say he's better than McGregor? Was it Dixie
Somebody
that was saying
did
that?
say it was either him or Scotia. I don't know. That's another discussion.
That's
I know you
another
can say
discussion.
that now. Poor
No,
Alan
well,
McGregor.
I've also just dropped that in there because Dixie likes to pretend he watches this pod, and it'll be interesting to see next time we go for a pint whether he mentions it or not. But I can't remember if it was him or Scotia that said that. Look, I couldn't agree more with you. You don't miss Alan McGregor, and that's as nice as in the nicest possible way I can put that, because you don't. Butland, he's tremendous, honestly, an absolutely fantastic goalkeeper. He handles himself so well. He's a very good professional. He's good with the media, and he's just a guy that I think, and he's got a fantastic song. I mean, his song is absolutely brilliant.
The staff in that church in the hill will be sick of that song.
They will be sick of that song. But it was, but he was tremendous again, and just called into action. And he looks like the type of guy that the keeper that we always speak about, mate, is that a Rangers keeper could have nothing to do for 90 minutes, but you still have to make that one save on the 91st minute. And he looks like he falls into that. He looks like he's constantly switched on. He's always prepared. And he's just he's utmost professional. He's a fantastic signing, and my favourite signing we've made so far this season. I think he's brilliant. I do, and I do. I understand that we're a selling club, yes, but I think the offer will need to be ridiculous, because he'll be on a very good wage here, so you'll need to buy out his contract anyway. So he'll be on a very good wage, but it's really, if somebody in England comes knocking, mate, in the Premier League, Rangers can say, well, no, that's not enough, that's not enough, that's not enough. And before you know it, mate, you're getting into silly numbers, because they'll pay it. They will pay it. I think Rangers will be smart with that one, I really do. But I agree with you. I think he looks like he's loving his time up here. But again, when he was called into action, he was superb. Clement, post-match, mate. As well on Clement, this is the first proper, a big game, I suppose you could say. This was I know every game's a must win, but there was no leeway for him not winning that. Everything that he'd done previously before that, mate, to now, if we'd have lost on Sunday, it would have been obliterated. It would have been gone. Nobody would have cared what he'd done previously. It was all about what was going to happen on Sunday. And the way that he's handling the press, mate, his comments are great. There's a real tone of, he's like a real tone setter, even of the club. Like he's setting our standards, and in the nicest possible way. I can always compare him to Smith, the way that Walter Smith used to handle the media. It was okay, yeah, that was good, but it's still not good enough. We've still not won anything. We've still not won the cup. And just the way that he's handling himself, the way he's critical of himself in terms of he lets the press know that he is constantly analysing himself, he's constantly analysing the squad. It's just a real breath of fresh air, mate, and he's a proper football manager.
He's better than what I thought he was going to be. To be honest, I didn't know much about him before he came, so it's quite hard to judge. But from what I've seen him so far, in the way he talks with the media, he's right though. Yeah, we beat Hearts in the semi-final. That was a fantastic result, and it was a fantastic result. But we've not won anything yet, and that's what he's saying. Yes, it's good to beat Hearts. Yes, we're happy to be in the final, but that's it. We'll park it. We've got a lot bigger games coming up before then, and that'll take care of itself when we get there. But yeah, he keeps everyone's feet in the ground. Doesn't get carried away. Doesn't give the press any clickbait, if you want to say, for them. So he's very good with them. But he does give them stuff. It's not as if he doesn't give them anything. He is good with them. He is good with them. But with the players, he's stern. The bit I liked about him on Sunday was we were 3-1 up with 2 minutes to go in injury time, and Cyril Dessers stopped pressing for the front, and he came out and screamed at him to say, your job's not done now. Just because we're 3-1 up means you can swan about the park. And he was shouting at him. I like that. And he had a hold of him at full time, saying to him, pretty much probably like, if I tell you to do something, do it. And I like that about him. He's stern. He has got similar characteristics to Walter in terms of what he is. But so far, so good, can't he? And he's got a big test coming up Thursday night, because if he wins that, we're majorly in the driving seat to get out this Europa League group. So, it's all been good so far. You're just waiting for that wee bump in the road as a Rangers fan. And there probably will be a bump at some point, because it can't go plain sailing. But at the moment, it's all positive for me.
Absolutely. And I think he's more so, yes, he's getting the team playing better football, but leading into what you were saying about Dessers there, it's the mentality that he's changing. It's the mentality of what it is to be playing for Rangers. You continue to go until the last minute. You're pushing, you're pressing, and there's never a time to sit back and relax. It's constant. He expects his players to be extremely fit. I think the fitness levels are going to improve across the team, and I think the mentality is something that's the strong mentality. The maybe not winning, because I know we've not won in yet, but installing that into players, that it's never enough. And I even believe that if we do go on to win the cup, I still think he'll be going, okay, but we've not won the league, we've not won the Scottish Cup, we're still in Europe, hopefully. We're still in Europe, do you know what I mean? That's okay, that's all well and done, we'll enjoy the day, yes, of course, it's important for the club, yada yada, but we go again. And I think it'll always be that we go again kind of mentality, and I'm all for it. Generally, I'm all for it. I'm loving the way that he's handling himself. So yes, Rangers will play Aberdeen on the 17th of December at Hampden, 3 p.m. kickoff, which is fantastic for us. Absolutely brilliant. I'm so glad, because there was rumours going about it was going to be like 12 and it was going to be like 1, and then people were saying 7:45, and I was like, 7:45? Oh, no, it can't be 7:45. But I booked Monday off. Have you booked Monday off?
Yes, that's all.
Yes, me too. I am off too. So yes, very much looking forward to that. Fingers crossed I get a ticket. Don't let me down now, Mr. Mygers. And what a Christmas present it would be, mate, to see James Tavernier lift that cup. That would be tremendous. So yes, a really enjoyable day on Sunday at Hampden. Very, very good. And it's into the final we go. So if this has worked properly, and if it hasn't, then I apologise everybody, because there's going to be a massive edit here. Scotia and Ryan have got a video to report from the fans forum before we look ahead to our next game. I'm going to play it now. Ali, don't turn off, because neither of us have seen this yet, so we actually have to watch it to see what they've said. So I'll play that now, and we'll come back after it with a few comments on it.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. I am Ryan Haymarch, and it is Tuesday the 7th of November. We are here at Edmiston House for the Chief Executive Fan Forum, the second fan forum. The Rangers. I'm here joined by, is it Tracy? What's her name? What's that band's name? Stacey. Stacey's number one fan.
Yes, Teddy Bear, everyone. Teddy Bear. That was quite enjoyable the last few days. But yes, it's a mixture of the A and B team tonight. I don't know what the A-B team.
It's the A-B team. Well, I'm definitely the A team. Yes, so we're here to go into the fans forum, and it was chaired by the senior management team, which Scotia has got written down for us. Scotia.
So we had quite a few there this evening. Firstly, there was James Bisgrove, obviously. He was joined by James Taylor, who's the Chief Finance Operator, Craig Robertson, the Director of Football's Operations, Karim Virani, who's the Chief Commercial Officer, Greg Marshall, Head of Fan Engagement, David Milburn, Head of Customer Service, Natalie Nairn, Head of Events Retail, and then a special impromptu guest, Ryan, was the main man himself, Mr. Philippe Clement, was along the night.
Mr. Philippe. What's wrong with it? It's very cold out here, so if you hear me shaking, that's the reason why. Yes, Philippe Clement was present before he went to Broadwood for the B team game. To say he has a presence is an understatement. I was very pleased to see him. It's the first time I've really kind of seen him in the flesh up close, but it was a very engaging session. They all spoke very well. It was encouraging. I think it was probably something that, as I said to you before we went in, may have gone differently if it was 6 weeks ago. I think there's a positive vibe there. lots of areas covered in terms of marketing, financial questions. The Walter Smith statue was discussed. That is apparently coming, an announcement next year. The fan liaison officer, Greg Marshall, was there. He spoke very well as well. But any key points for you, Scotia? Any kind of key questions the listeners might want to hear about?
Well, the main one is I hope that Clemont's not went to Broadwood, because I don't know who he'll be watching if he goes to Broadwood. I hope it's Capello he's went to watch that B team game.
Was it not Broadwood?
No, it's Capello. We're playing that tonight, the B team.
Okay, sorry,
so hopefully no in Broadwood. Yeah, no, but Clement came up. He said quite a few interesting things. He didn't tell us the player who it would be, but kind of hinted at that there's maybe going to be an omission for the team. So no doubt you'll hear this after Ali and Scott have given you their teams for Thursday night, and they're probably going to be wrong on one player by the way he was kind of speaking about things. But I like Clement speaking. He was good. He kind of just explained a bit more his thought process in joining Rangers, which I found encouraging. And then sort of the usual things came out from Bisgrove in terms of singing section, wee bit of update on that was quite good to hear. Also Bisgrove, I think main one mentioned to me that we're in at the final stages of Director of Football, Technical Director, whatever you want to call it, so we should hopefully hear an announcement on that. And on sort of announcements as well, Clement had mentioned that we're not too far away from announcing sort of some more members of his backroom team, which I think was good to hear as well.
Yeah, as I said, they all spoke very well. These sessions for me is something that I've heavily criticised the club for, and I mean talking years before I even did this podcast and met the guys. This is a great step for the club. It's creating a consistent environment between the club and the supporters, and we're constantly getting that engagement in that avenue that they can take their concerns to. As always, there are always questions that you kind of maybe chuckle a wee bit, but it's what matters to individuals, I suppose. There was a question asked about at the end. Remind me what the boy said. It was about
fans leaving.
Have the senior management team thought about fans leaving early? I am one of those fans, so I just put my head down at that point. But I did get the opportunity. 83 minutes, yeah. Okay. I did get the opportunity, however, to ask Philippe Clement about the winning mentality in the team, because they have been criticised for that in the past from us fans, and how he's going to install that. He gave me a long-winded answer, very thorough, and just said that he's a winner at home. He doesn't let his kids lose. He doesn't like to lose his kids at any kind of games. My kind of man. Really liked his answer. I wish I had recorded it because I was just so nervous looking at him, because he was looking directly at me. So yes, it was good to ask him a question. Very impressed with him, but he wasn't there long before he went to Capello. Anything else you took from it, Scotia?
Yeah, one of the things that I found interesting was Craig Robertson was speaking about the B team, and he was speaking about the reasoning behind why we've taken the B team out of the Lowland League, because I was pretty critical of it the time, but he's explained it in a wee bit more detail, reasons why they would, that if we were still in the Lowland League, then potentially the likes of Ross McCausland's probably out on loan or not at the club anymore because of the restrictions that are given there. I quite liked his explanation around that. We got a wee bit of an update in the women's team, which I know is maybe not everyone's bag, but I think they've done well to explain that and sort of the plans they've got for the women's team going ahead again. It looks like a few more vehement announcements in terms of sort of upper level management for that team. I quite like that. And Clement being there kind of threw me, because I said to you beforehand, an awful lot of the questions that I'd considered asking were probably going to be questions that would better be answered by a director of football type person, and I didn't think they would be there. And then Clement was there, but no, it was a thoroughly enjoyable evening. First type of event like that I've ever been to. Never really been to an AGM or anything like that before, but no, I found it highly encouraging, and it's good that the club are doing this, giving us this every sort of 4 months. We sit down with the fans, it was well represented tonight. Probably about 300 people there tonight.
Yeah, about 300.
Like that, so very well represented. Probably get more that we can get into when we're back speaking on. I don't even know if we'll both be on Friday night, but whenever we're both next back on, we'll probably be able to go into a wee bit more detail, and the guys can ask us questions about it, no doubts.
Yeah. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it. Just a wee insight into the fans forum. Probably either handing you back to the guys or I've already done the pod, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. I would encourage anyone to go to that fans forum. You can do it through my gears for another 6 months. We'll probably do another one, but I definitely encourage you. Scotia, thank you very much for this evening, and everyone, we will see you soon for Club at 22. Cheers.
There we go, that worked quite seamlessly actually. I didn't expect that to go as well as it did. Yeah, that was not bad. Your thoughts on that, mate? Clement making an appearance?
Yeah. Mr. Haymarch asked him a question as well. which was good. But I didn't think he would be there. So that's good that he was there. But yeah, I thought it was good for the guys there. A wee insight into it. Into
What's your thoughts
happening.
What's your thoughts on something like that overall? Do you think that's a positive thing for the club to be doing?
Yeah, of course it is, because in years gone by, the thing that's been thrown is that the board don't care about the fans. There's not been that link between them and the fans. And I think Bisgrove's the main guy behind it, Carney. He's forward thinking.
Yeah.
He's dynamic. That this is what he's doing. And yeah, I think it's a good idea. Like Scotia said just there, I mean, he's not a shareholder or anything, so he doesn't get to go to AGM. So to go to something like that and see what they're planning to do and going forward, I think it's fantastic for Rangers going forward. But it's Bisgrove. He's very clever at what he does. Even when he brought that K-pop band or whatever the hell they're called another night.
Marketing genius, that, mate.
It's the stuff like that. That's clever, very clever. But yeah, no, I thought the guys came across very well there. And Scotia wasn't nervous tonight, which was good to see.
Which is always a relief to me,
I
mate.
look more nervous.
It's when it's a video I've not pre-watched, mate, and I'm putting out there. It's nice to know that he wasn't very nervous. I'm quite happy with that. But no, I think it's important as well. Probably the biggest ones I took from that, the Walter Smith statue. I think it needs to happen. Yeah. We're all in agreement with that. I'm glad that the board are still very much pushing for that. I know as I say, we'll get into more detail when we get Scotia and Ryan back in about the safe standing, the singing section, even in the safe standing, and see where things are going to lie with that. I'd imagine it's one that's going to run for a bit of time yet, but probably the director of football and the backroom staff, mate. I'm glad that the board are doing this, and I'm glad that things are nearly done with it, and it will be interesting to see who he names as his backroom staff as well as the director of football. But this is an important step for the club.
Yeah, no, it's a huge step because they need to get the director of football correct. The guy that they brought a guy in today, Carney. I've seen it briefly. I've not had read it. It's to do with the academy who came in today.
That's right.
The Belgian. If I'd done my research, I've not had time. I could give you his name, but he came in today, or he's starting in January with Rangers. So yeah, I think it's all positive, Carney. But the director of football is a big one for me going forward. Who it is? Clement's going to have a huge say in it. He wouldn't have came to Rangers without having a say in it. So it'll be interesting to see who fills that position going forward.
I'll try not butcher his name. Zurab Amirian, I think that's his name. Who's come in? Yeah, so very much looking forward to him starting his time at Ibrox as well. So yeah, no, it's all positive. It's all good moves, and I think you're even seeing through that appointment as well alone. Clement's going to have a hand in pretty much all of this. I think he'll have a short list of people that he wants to work with, so it'll be interesting to see when that comes through. But correct me if I'm wrong, did Scotia mention that we're going to name somebody in our team and he's not going to be playing? And he didn't tell us who.
They didn't tell us, which I thought was a bit.
Like, why would you not have told us that?
You know why he's done that, Carney? Because
he
wants us to name our team, and he's going to name his team, and he'll get it correct because he knows he's got a wee insight. So
aye, typical Scotia, mate.
I know.
But no, thank you very much to Ryan and to Scotia for that. As I say, that's pretty much directly at the same time as we're recording it. They've sent that over, so very much appreciated to them. And we hear more about it, sure, in the coming days, no doubt. Right, before we finish up, mate, we'll look ahead to our next game, Rangers v Sparta Prague in the UEFA Europa League group stages. The group is finally poised, mate. Betis top on 6 points, ourselves and Sparta on 4 points, Limassol on 3. A chance for us to put ourselves in a real commanding position, mate. I think if we get 3 points, we're taking kind of second outright in the group, going into the Limassol game on the 30th of November. So it's a big game, as you mentioned earlier, mate. It's a big game for Rangers. We could very much put ourselves in a very commanding position to get out of this group. And the way that we're playing right now, mate, I can't wait to get to Ibrox on Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, the first game we played them, they should have been out of sight in the first half, if you've been honest about it. They should have put us to the sword, but we actually nearly ended up pinching that game. But for me, that was a big point, getting that point over there. The 2 back-to-back home games coming up at Ibrox starting on Thursday there. But huge. Rangers, they've got injury worries as well, them at the moment. So I thought they were a good team. they don't scare me, if I'm being honest. I thought a better team would have put us away that night. They missed a few chances, but yeah, I think we've got more than enough to take care of them on Thursday night. Clermont's had an extra few weeks with this team. We've played more games. We've got a bit of momentum now going. We're at Ibrox as well, which is a huge plus factor for this Rangers team. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to going to Thursday night, Karen. And if we, as you say, if we win the game on Thursday night, majorly in the driving seat, not just to come second, but to potentially come first in the group. So it's a massive, massive game for Rangers.
You would expect Betis to win against Limassol. Betis are at home, so you would expect them to win, which would put them on to 9. We would move on to 7 points. Is that correct? Yes, we'd move on to 7. And so you'd put yourself in a pretty decent position, mate, absolutely. And very much one that I think we are capable of. I agree with you, mate. I think the game itself against Sparta, we weren't great. It was a survival mode, I think, more than anything else for Clermont. That game was just try not lose, try not get beat. And you're right, we were at a point where we nearly pinched the game. But now, as I say, now that we've seen, now as I say, I know there's still time and there is going to be these bumps in the roads, but I think the team were riding a wee bit of a crest of a wave, and I think the team will be enjoying the praise that they are getting from media, from fan media as well, because it's a change, it's a breath of fresh air for us, mate, to be sitting here having a positive podcast the whole way through from start to finish. It's very good. It's very good, and I think they'll be right up for this because they'll know what's at stake, what's on the line. And yeah, as I said, I can't wait to get to Ibrox on Thursday night. I really can't, and it's not often I've said that this season. I haven't said it a lot, but I'm very much looking forward to it. And I think the atmosphere, I think everything will feel different because of the way the team performed on Sunday. It'll be a European night, I believe, on Thursday, and they're always good. Ibrox is a special place on a Thursday night, it seems. So we'll try and guess the team, mate, considering we don't know, even though Scotia does, because he could have told us, but we don't. Well, not the team, but he knows one player that isn't playing. So what is your team for Thursday night?
Butland and
We'll probably agree, yeah.
Tav, Goldson. I think Davies will come back in because Balogun, he took a couple of hits in that game at Hearts there. So, I mean, I'd play Balogun, but I don't know if he can play as many games as that in a row.
Is he in the European squad?
I think he is. I'm not sure.
We're terrible at this.
We need Scotia. I'm sure he was. I don't know. But Davies for me, regardless. So you go Davies, Barisic, your left back. And then I'm going Lundstrom, Jack, Cantwell, Danilo through the middle, Seema, and Scott Wright. And I'm going 2-0 Rangers, Seema, first goal scorer.
I would go along with that team, mate. I think the only one up for debate, really, and I know we're probably being slightly unfair to Lammers because I think he was, slightly better on Sunday, still not terrific by any stretch of the imagination. I think he breaks play down too much when we're attacking. I think his wee twirly turns to go the other ways becoming pretty annoying to see, but I know he's trying to build the confidence in the player. But no, the front line the same. I think the only one is questionable. Is it Balogun or is it Davis? Because I don't think Suter's not back. Obviously, the press conference will be tomorrow, and we'll know what Scotia knows tomorrow. Don't know. Again, I apologies for why he didn't tell us at that time there, but there you go. Scotia will have his reasons. But yeah, pretty much the same team, mate. I'll go 3-1 Rangers, and I'll go Tavernier to get the first goal from either a screamer or a penalty. It's always good when you get a penalty. I say I was speaking to people that support the other side of the city, mate, and they see this whole meltdown about Rangers getting penalties, stonewall penalties, and Mason refs giving a nod to a manager and a smile. It's just, mate, honestly, it's brilliant. So I fully expect Rangers to get a penalty. Why would they not? It seems part of football now that Rangers get a penalty. But no, look, I'm very much looking forward to it. I really am. I can't wait to get to Ibrox. It's always special going to going to a European game. So yeah, but I'm quietly confident that Rangers will do the business. Rangers will show up. So, Alistair, for tonight, from our warm houses, while Ryan and Scotia are making their way back home, thank you for joining me tonight, mate.
No problem. Seems like we're doing a podcast every 2 days at the moment, isn't it?
Tell me about it, mate. Tell me about it.
So,
I know.
Call more to come. So the post-match obviously on Thursday. But no, Good to be on. Good to have everything positive as well. And yes, well done to Mr. Haymarch
reporters,
and Mr. Gemmell tonight for doing their reporting at Edmondson House. So yes, very much looking forward to Thursday night.
Yes, me too. Cheers to Scotia and Ryan for doing that for us. That's very much appreciated, and it's pretty good that it all worked out in the end. All worked out, and it saves me some work after this as well. It means I don't need to sit and edit it all, so it's all worked. It's all worked out good. So thank you everybody for tuning in. All the usual stuff. If you could like the video, subscribe to the channel, that would be magic. Really do appreciate that. We will be back on Thursday after the match with club reaction. So yes, thank you for tuning in. We will speak to you on Thursday after hopefully your team wins. We are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. Cheers, everybody.